Hi everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Saturday, December 9th, 2017. Seems like I'm doing more and more of these Saturday videos lately, but the reason for this one, and I'm gonna stick to one particular topic because frankly, the amount of emails and questions that I have been getting since Bitcoin ripped to 19,000 and then had a very significant drop is almost overwhelming to me, and I went through a whole bunch of emails this morning. It's actually early here on the west coast of the United States. It's 8:15 a.m. I got to get a bunch of things done early today, but let me outline a few things for you and share some things that I have been hearing. So there's already some people out here, I don't know if you want to call it spreading misinformation about things that I have said so far about Bitcoin, and I want to cover some of that as well. As most of you know, I have a pretty big audience, tens of thousands of people from all over the world who follow what I say, and because of that, I try to outline things as accurately as I can. And with regard to Bitcoin, no one can argue that I have called this with literally 100% accuracy. From when it hit 2,800, I said it was going to 5,000. And then when it hit 5,000, I wrote articles about all of this. It's public knowledge. When it hit 5,000, I said it was going to 10 within 1 year. A lot of people laughed at me. A lot of people agreed with me, and it did hit 10,000 and beyond in just a few months after I did that article. Then it went parabolic. I explained to all of you how I owned Bitcoin and how I sold it in increments, 2 stages, and I explained to you how I was going to play it moving forward. I said I was sitting back for a while. I did not like the volatility. I wanted to watch it to see what it was going to do, and it's gone crazy. Again, I sold my last batch of Bitcoin at 9,500. Very soon after, it rocketed up to like 19,000. You know, look, I look back and I said, okay, I don't care. I'm happy with my profit there. I turned a paper gain into a real gain, and I wanted to just pull those profits, sit back, and see how this has unfolded. And it's gone, honestly, a little bit crazy. In my view, it's gone absolutely parabolic. Now, when Bitcoin made that run to 19,000-ish, it looked like some of you bought. This always happens. So if you're one of these people, don't feel down about yourself. Understand, you're never going to get in or out of any asset at exactly the right time. And sometimes, you know, you're going to get in at the top, it's going to pull back. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin isn't going to go higher. Just bear with me here. So a lot of you wrote to me and were kind of disappointed. You're like, wow, I can't believe I bought it at the top, and just an hour later it plunged. And you have to understand, with any asset, I know there's a lot of people that are over the top euphoric with regard to Bitcoin. They don't understand the risk. Every asset has risk to it. I don't care what you want to talk about. You know, that's just the way it is. So with that said, we're going to see how it plays out moving forward. Now, again, I have so many people that follow my work from around the world and write to me that I think it allows me to gain some really important information when I hear from these people, from you. And some of you, again, had problems getting onto an exchange and trying to cash out when it was at that meteoric high, and some of you were infuriated by that. It makes sense to me. Look, you all know I trade these markets, and if I was not able to get out of whatever I'm holding, you know, I'm an equity derivative trader. If I was not able to get out, I would be very disturbed. Some of you wrote to me and said you had no problem at all. That's great, but some of you apparently did, and those of you are expressing your frustration to me. Now, this is where I'm going with this entire video here. I wanted to cover all that, but I have been speaking a lot about Bitcoin and how I would play it moving forward. Most of you who follow my blog can attest to that. I said I was going to wait for certain things to happen, then I was going to jump back in possibly, but I wanted to see what happened. I never said that I was absolutely getting back in at a certain price. I never ever said that, and that's some of the disinformation that's being spread about me. It's incredible. You know, you get this much of, I don't know what you want to call it, you get about this much in the public eye, and people distort every single syllable that you say. So again, I've been outlining this for you. Right now, and I know a lot of you Bitcoin enthusiasts, and I am one of them, are going to not like what I'm about to say, but I'm not touching this stuff right now, and I talked about this yesterday. This insane action, these wild gyrations are too much for me. I do not need to put any cash to work over there because, again, I trade equity derivatives, as you know, and on a percentage basis, I could make just as much as one of these big swings up or down in a matter of a couple of days, just trading the markets in a way I feel comfortable. So I have no reason, none whatsoever, to go jumping back into Bitcoin hoping it's going to go to 100,000. I mean, a lot of you were angry, and I got emails from people that were angry as well, saying, Greg, you have no idea what you're talking about. Bitcoin is going to 100 grand. It could go to 100 grand. I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me whatsoever. I always explain to you, any asset whatsoever that I feel is worthwhile to get into at the time, I'll do it. Right now, I don't like the risk profile associated with what's going on with Bitcoin, especially in the light that tomorrow we're going to start seeing this being traded on the futures exchanges. And here's my issue with that too, and I was talking to Greg Hunter about this yesterday. My concern here with regard to Bitcoin is now that it's going to be traded on the futures markets, I would be surprised if they don't try to start regulating this at one point. I don't know when that's going to be. And once they start regulating this, there's going to be a run for the door. And I mean big time. Right now, Bitcoin, it's really being moved in many ways by free market forces. However, when they start regulating these things and they don't allow the market to actually determine what's the price action should be, that's a problem. It's a red flag moving forward. So I'm not saying, again, either, people, that it's not going to go higher for those of you that are now having a meltdown over what I am saying. But if you sit back and you try to understand the risk involved, you probably come away with a better perspective. So what I have been doing, again, is sharing information that I've been getting from people from all over the world. And I'm able to see that only because of my audience that I have from all over the world. And I get to hear from people. And I learn so much from you. And I love all you guys and girls too. You know that. So I want to outline this, and that's why I'm here, to talk about Bitcoin, what it's done is unbelievably, it's incredible. It really is. And I'm just a little concerned here about what's going on with Bitcoin. For myself, this is me. What I'm saying here is my opinion. And take it for what it's worth, but you always got to do your own research. Don't get caught up in the hype with regard to anything. It's very simple to do that. When people see things going up, like Bitcoin has, I got to get in now, I got to get in now. It's kind of easy, I think, to get caught up in that. I've gotten caught up in things like that in the past too, no doubt about it. So anyway, let's see how Bitcoin plays out moving forward. Watch very closely what happens when Bitcoin tomorrow starts trading on the futures markets. It's going to be very interesting for me. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday about this, another one, Anyway, I hope I covered some things here that are important and tried to dispel some of the nonsense that is being spewed about me right now. Don't listen to it. If you want to understand what I'm actually saying, come and watch my videos and listen to what's coming out of my mouth, not what some people are putting out there about me or making comments, because they have no clue what they're talking about, and they have an ulterior motive. A lot of these people are so just insanely jealous of whatever they might be. They're just so absolutely disconnected from reality of their own lives that they have to get out there and troll. So be very careful. And this is not just from me, but wherever you get your information from, because a lot of it is fake. So, all right, with that said, I'm going to let you all go. And I would love to hear from you. If you're a Bitcoin holder, write down here in these comments your take on it. Obviously, I would love to read them. I'm going to read the comments, I promise here. And, what you feel is going to happen moving forward with regard to this asset that has the world captivated at this time. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch you guys too when read these comments. And I'll see all of you on Monday. I'm not going to do another video for this entire weekend. I'm out of here. Bye.